Divine Feminine, this person 100% projected their insecurities onto you. So I loved Divine Feminine's energy in this dream, right? Because she was given the energy of that Adele song, Send My Love to Your New Lover, Treat Her Better. We have to let go of all of our ghosts. We both know we're not kids no more. Because you can really tell in this dream how much this Divine Feminine has elevated. Because this was like a past lover. And this was somebody who at one point, maybe for a long time, because it's like in the dream, it was that energy of like that off and on, like someone who you dated off and on for years. This wasn't just like a one-time thing and you guys broke up. This was like a back and forth that happened over a span of years, where you kept going back to this person, or this person kept coming back and you kept giving this person another chance, only for it not to work out in the end. And it did not give the feel of cheating, which is the crazy thing about it. Like in this dream, there's this divine masculine who's so low vibrational that he's really coming off as a karmic, but deep down he's actually a very, very, very unhealed divine masculine, right? So in this dream, this has something to do with somebody that I'm getting for like most, maybe you all worked together or went to school, because like a lot of my dreams for whatever reason, kind of center a little bit around military, right? And I don't know why that is. Maybe because like where I stay, it's like technically considered like a military town, because there's a base close by. And maybe I'm just picking up on the energy of like the people around me, right? But in this dream, there was this, there's the unhealed divine masculine, and then there's the new lover, right? So in the dream, Divine Feminine is in a new relationship with this man that she's met. She is happy. They are in the early stages, so they're still getting to know each other, but things are working well. And it just so happens that the new guy that Divine Feminine is dating happens to be gets like, what do you call, like PCS, like change of station, and they are now in the same unit as Divine Feminine's unhealed ex. And in it was so weird, or like almost like I don't too much believe in like coincidences anymore. I fully believe that like everything happens for a reason, because the timing that this happened was just too precise. It was too precise. So in the dream, the old unhealed masculine just so happens to be a higher rank than the new lover, right? Like let's say, for example, in the dream, the unhealed ex is an officer. Like he's an officer who is, doing very well, progressing in his career, but struggles in relationships because of, just internal things that he needs to heal, in terms of him not being able to. He's like the type where he really wants love. He really wants a family. And like for some, this person has a child. This person has a child, but for whatever reasons couldn't even make the family work because he's so closed off emotionally. This is someone who desperately wants love, but doesn't know how to give and or receive it, right? But in the dream, the unhealed ex, is an officer, and the new person is is enlisted, right? Still both a decent level of rank. Like this is like an older divine feminine, not old, but like a more mature divine feminine. So like these are more mature, divine masculines. So they both have significant rank, but of course, one being an officer, he like outranks the other. So in the dream, the officer is walking past the new lover, and just so happened, like I said, like this is something where like spirit does these things intentionally, like spirit intentionally. And I don't know like what cat and mouse game, or like what the point of this is. For some, I'm getting the point of this was to like I'm getting like light a fire under the ass of the unhealed one, because like just the way that it was done, right? So the officer just so happens to be walking past the new lover right as you just so happen, as Divine Feminine just so happens to call him. And like in the dream, the new lover has Divine Feminine not only as their screensaver, but to where when you call, your picture shows up. So like I said, when I said like the timing was so precise, the officer walks by, you begin calling, and he sees your picture show up on the new lover's phone. Like he stops in his tracks when he sees your picture on the new lover's phone. And then he kind of like, waits around for a little bit. The guy, your new lover says, hey, we're doing something right now. I can't talk. Let me call you back. So then the unhealed divine masculine, the officer begins to ask a few questions like, oh, I saw, on your phone, I just so happened to know her. And then just like a quick conversation. Like he doesn't get too much into detail, but like in the dream, from that point on, the way that he begins treating your new lover is so vindictive, like just doing little things, always picking him to do things, getting on him about the smallest things, calling him out about the smallest things, like really just trying to make this man's day miserable. And not only this man's day, he's technically going to make this man's, his whole stay in this unit, his intent is to make it miserable, right? And at one point, you and your new lover, y'all have plans. Y'all are supposed to go somewhere like one weekend. Y'all have plans. I don't know, because it's like in the dream, you and this unhealed lover, you all were still friends. So while you all are communicating, he doesn't know. Like you don't know that your new lover is in his unit, and he knows who your new lover is, and your new lover knows who he is, but for whatever reason, like, nobody's too much saying anything, right? But he doesn't tell you, like, your unhealed ex that is now your friend does not tell you that he knows that your new lover is in his unit, right? So you guys are still friends, you're talking, and he asks, hey, what are you doing this weekend? And you just so happen to mention, like, oh, like, I'm dating this guy, we're going on, like, it's still new, but I really like him, we're going out on a date this weekend, and tell me why. Tell me why he ends up putting him on duty for that weekend, just so he has to cancel y'all's date. And it was a short dream. Like, it was a short dream. Like, there were like a couple of like scenarios that happened where I was shown like a couple of things. But for someone I'm getting, like, if you're not military, this could definitely be a situation where maybe like you dated someone at work, but you're no longer working there, and maybe you were, I don't know, but like some kind of like work scenario where you are no longer there, but like the person that you're dating now works in the same environment as your ex. But it's like, it's crazy because it's giving like heavy authority. Like, for some reason, your unhealed ex has authority, some sort of authority over the new person that you're dating. And like, instead of it's turning the new person off, it makes this new person want you so much more. Because this new person is like, if this man is literally doing all of this to try to sway me away from this divine feminine, if this man is doing all of this to try to turn me away, then she must be worth it. So ultimately, like, the plan backfires. It backfires. But for some reason, just the way that it happened, I'm really getting this feel that like spirit did that on purpose to like light a fire under the unhealed divine masculine's ass, to be like, look, she is moving on, divine feminine is moving. And it may even not have been your spirit team. It may have actually been the unhealed divine masculine. It may have been his spirit team that actually had him walk past your new lover at the exact moment that you happen to call. It may have been his spirit team that actually guided and directed that. But I don't know, because I'm no longer in the energy of like giving exes a second chance, especially if this is someone where you were in like this back and forth energy with, where you guys were like off and on, and you've tried, meaning that if you're off and on, you've given the relationship multiple tries. And if for whatever reason, after multiple tries, you still couldn't come together to make anything work, I'm just like so past the energy of giving it another go. But that might just be me. Like, just because that's how I feel doesn't mean that that's technically the right move for somebody else's situation. But I'm like so past trying to give anything from the past. Like, I'm 100% with the divine feminine in the dream, who's like, I want new energy. I want something new, right? But for some reason, just the way that it happened, it's really giving the energy of like, this divine masculine would be an excellent option. The unhealed divine masculine would, in all intents and purposes, be an excellent option, but he just has a lot of healing to do, like a lot of healing to do. Because this is someone who, and I've had a dream coincidentally about this divine masculine before. I think I did a short on this one where it was a new lover and a divine masculine, and the divine masculine was, the unhealed divine masculine was in the military. But it was like in that dream, and it's the same man that showed up in both dreams, but in that dream, he was someone who was like very, very, very insecure. Like, this is the type of person who is like, is if you guys are in a relationship, you're going to have to be open enough to where like this person is going to have, in order for them to feel secure, they're going to need access to your phone. Like, go ahead. If you want to be with this person, you might as well go ahead and set the passcode to your phone as this person's birthday. Because if for any reason this person asks to see your phone and you say no, automatically in their head, you're cheating. You're cheating. Even if you're not doing anything, automatically in your head, you're hiding something and you're cheating. This is like the divine masculine. This is a unhealed divine masculine who is carrying a lot of trauma. Probably someone who's been cheated on a lot in the past. I mean, a lot. Because this is someone who, if you do even the smallest thing that to them resonates as you being sneaky, then automatically in their mind, you're doing something that you're quote unquote not supposed to be doing. So this is definitely a divine masculine. And it sucks because he really gives off the energy, other than, well, I shudder to say this because he was being very petty and very childish in the dream. But if we just put that aside, he really does give the energy of being a good person. Because even as I'm watching the friendship and how this unhealed divine masculine is interacting with divine feminine in the friendship, he is still a friend who's there, who's very comforting. This is the type of friend who, if you guys are friends, they like offer to do things to you, or not to you, my gosh, excuse me, for you. They offer to do things for you that like most friends wouldn't do. Like, if you're moving, they might offer to help you come and pack and like drive the truck. If you're, if you like get in a like sticky financial situation, they might even offer to like pay for things, like do things. They offer to do things that that like someone would do for you if you were in a relationship with that person, right? So this is like a friendship where you guys definitely probably need to have more boundaries. But I'm not here to say, because in the dream, y'all's boundless friendship worked extremely well for the both of you, right? The only thing really that was missing was like the benefits portion, because your friendship was so boundless that it was almost like watching a couple interact. The only thing is that there was no like sexual relations going on, right? But it really, this divine masculine, this unhealed divine masculine, it was clear that he really cares for this divine feminine. Like, it was clear. And it's just like, I'm getting the energy that the reason that or one of the biggest reasons why you all didn't work in the past is just because of this man's insecurity, and also because this man is so attracted to you. Like, this is the type of man who he's so attracted to you that he, not to say like, because this was a very beautiful divine feminine, very, very beautiful woman, right? But everybody, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But this is the type of divine masculine who he's like, she is so beautiful that there's no way that like other men don't want her. There's no, like, it's almost like he's so heavily attracted to you, and at the same time he's insecure about how attractive you are. It's almost like ridiculous. It's almost like he is in love with someone that he feels like, in terms of attractiveness, is out of his league. But then at the same time, because you all's personalities, because you have like such this beautiful personality and you guys have such this beautiful friendship, he can't help but be in love with you. But at the same time, it's like he wants to be with you. He just doesn't want the competition that comes with being with you, even though you've shown him no signs of being turned and swayed by other men just because they may be a little bit more physically attractive. Like, you've shown him that you care about him for him as a person, but because of his insecurities, he cannot accept that. Like, his mind will not allow him to accept that. And it's just crazy. And it's so unfortunate. It's so unfortunate because he seems like he would be an excellent partner, but he just has a lot of healing to do. And it's almost, what do you call it? Like, he's not a narcissist, but it's almost like one of those things where he's not working on his healing because he's so busy putting up this facade that he's already healed. He is so busy. This is someone who puts up this facade as I'm confident. This is someone who's like, I'm very confident about my body. I'm confident about who I am. I'm confident about what I have to offer. I'm confident about this and that. This might even be somebody who actually says these things, but this is someone who portrays as being so confident in themselves, but deep down, it's actually the exact opposite. They are actually deep down, they have some of the biggest insecurities, but they're not going to heal. They're not going to go talk to anybody. This might even be someone who you've suggested at times, like, maybe you should talk to a counselor, and they like refuse to do it because they don't think they have anything to work on, because they put up this mask for so long that they're almost beginning to fool themselves, even though truly they're not, because they know they have insecurities. At the end of the day, when they go to sleep at night and when they are in bed alone, wishing that you, or if not you, at least somebody that was next to them, they're wishing that they had somebody in their life who loved them. They want somebody in their life to genuinely love them for them, right? And not just for like what they have to offer. This is someone who I'm getting does not have a problem with dating and getting relationships. But a lot of times, like, especially because them being military, and y'all know how like the thing is with like women who love a man in uniform, especially an officer, right? Because then he has a decent career and he's making decent money, right? So this is the type of man who, like, even when he dates women and even when he's in relationships, there's just this strong feeling of, this woman is only with me for what I have to offer. Like, he doesn't feel as though any woman that he's dated actually wanted him for him, except for you. I don't know if it's like a conversation that y'all have had. I don't know. Since in the dream, this was like a divine feminine and an unhealed divine masculine who had this off and on relationship, but somehow developed this beautiful friendship. It's giving kind of the energy of when you all stepped into that realm of just being friends. Maybe you guys had a conversation. Maybe you all like talked about something. Maybe y'all hashed some things out, and in doing so, he finally realized, like, what I've wanted all along was right here in front of me, right? What I wanted all along was right here in front of me. And when you all dated, he treated you like an option only because internally he felt like he was just an option for you. So he projected onto you his insecurities of how he felt, or of how he thought you felt about him. He projected that onto you. So he felt like you only entertained him because he was an option for you. So in turn, he treated you as though you were just an option for him, even though the whole time he really did see you as more. But something happened when you all developed this friendship to where he finally realized that the person that he wanted, like this love that he wanted, this thing that he wanted, with someone who just genuinely loves him, who cares about him, who sees him for him and not just like what he has to offer. Someone who sees, and this may have even been something where you might have even said something about how you see his insecurities, how like you can see past the facade, right? And then when he realized that, then he also realized that, like, this whole time you loved him for him and not just like the mask that he was portraying, but like the person underneath. And now he wants you back. Now this person wants you back. But now that you're in a new relationship, and now that you guys have gotten into this thing where you've agreed to just be friends, he doesn't know if you want the same thing anymore. But this person definitely wants you back. But it's giving so much trauma, insecurity, childishness, a lot of just like childish and petty behavior from this unhealed divine masculine. But if he were to heal, this is a divine masculine who would truly, I'm getting like, in his pettiness, he's a king of wands in reverse. But in his true authentic self, he's actually a king of cups. This is actually a man who is very loving. Like he might give off this player vibe, but like deep down, this is a man who is very, very loving and just wants to love, wants to be loved, but does not know how to give and or receive it. Anyways, y'all, that's the message for today. This dream was definitely like, it was cute, but like in a very immature kind of way. So I don't know, because I think in this dream, I really enjoyed the energy that the new person was giving. And I think in this dream, I'm kind of rooting for Divine Feminine to go with the new energy who is already coming in this healed King of Pentacles energy. But I don't know. I guess it's for you. It depends, the type of divine feminine that you are. If you're more attracted to a King of Pentacles or like a King of Cups, because the unhealed divine masculine definitely in his healed era is going to be a King of Cups, right? He's going to be a King of Cups, but like the new lover right now in his current energy is a King of Pentacles. So I guess it just depends on what you want and if you're willing to wait, to get it or to receive it. But if you do choose the unhealed divine masculine, you're going to be a big part or a big aspect of him going through his healing. But it's definitely going to be something that's going to be like a long road ahead. This is not something that's going to happen overnight. It's definitely going to be a long road ahead. So it's just going to be up to you if you want to put in that time or if you want to go with what's in front of you right now. But anyways, like I said, that is the message for today. Definitely a little bit of an odd one, but still sweet at its core. If you made it this far, as always, thank you for listening. Bye.